Hello. Hello everybody. It's Foxy speaking, and yes, in this video I'm giving a special message of congratulations to one man only. A wonderful man I'm giving it to. This special video message of congratulations is in credit to David Scott, the man himself. David himself, who's just been starting with YouTube, with the YouTubing platforms, starting at back in very late July of 2021, after he took a video on his old camera of the Worthing bus rally. And before long after he took some videos, we only took about one video because his old camera only had a memory card that only lasted for about 8 minutes, but was useful to take nearly an infinite number of still photographs, despite the lack of film recording memory it had. And then before long we subsequently met that very day. Yes. And then he took a video of the Crouch Gardens in Seaford, and also a little brief part of Seaford itself. Of course. Then and then he subsequently bought himself a Sony camera and has done his YouTube videos with the Sony camera ever since. And we have met quite a good few times since Worthing bus rally, and I'm very happy to have encountered since encountering David. I'm really happy to have encountered the wonderful man himself. And when I'm with David, I mean, I have to say, David, in a way, who also, not only has he attended certain stuff with me and taken videos of it, he has also attended other events when I wasn't there, but it's alright because I wouldn't have known of them. But obviously I will eventually, even if it's not this time next year, I will, in the years to come, eventually come to it. But obviously I've got to figure out how to get there for the places I really have never heard of. He's British English, David himself is. Does live in England. He's British English like myself. For those of you who obviously are not from England, obviously I was just telling you of his nationality so that you know in full clarity. And obviously you know in full clarity my nationality. He did, even years before he started with YouTubing, or before he began to make a start with YouTubing, David has been attending rallies and things, or anything to do with heritage relating stuff, or vintage stuff, or rallies, years and years before he began to make a start with YouTubing. And yes, he really, like me, David really loves all things heritage, like, I mean, and even before I encountered David, I've loved all things heritage, but since meeting David, he's really helped with expanding my horizon on not only just really liking all things heritage even more, but appreciating them more. I mean, I've always appreciated them, but since encountering David, in a way, he's taught me with learning how to appreciate them far more than anyone could imagine. It's a bit like falling in love with something, but it doesn't involve love, because on a separate matter, perfect love is the most beautiful of all frustrations because it is more than one can express. And also David, like me, loves cats and takes a very keen interest in my beautiful cats, Daphne and Nixie. He particularly loves Daphne, And because, as you know, some of you may not know this, but David already knows, Daphne is a quarter Maine Coon. She's not a full Maine Coon, she's quarter Maine Coon. But David loves the full Maine Coon breed of cats, and part Maine Coons being quarter Maine Coons or half Maine Coons. As David himself once had a big Maine Coon cat to lose many years ago. He has given me very good advice on what Maine Coons can be like and what attitudes they can retain and all that, which I listen to. And in a way I have begun to realise and come to terms with agreeing to David's warnings about certain things Maine Coons can, in a way, be fairly prone to do, like outwitting oneself very easily without a certain individual noticing far too much. Before they know it, oh goodness, we've been outwitted by a Maine Coon or part Maine Coon and all the rest of it. You know. And also, believe this or not, I have actually met David himself. I think some of you already know of this, but those of you who didn't know, I have met David, the man himself. And since meeting and encountering David, it's really just been an elating pleasure, as I could certainly rate it. I have really the good fortune to have befriended such a friendly and wonderful man like David. David reminds me of my wonderful late grandfather Edmund. And after suffering such a dreadful loss, and obviously having to go through the previous worst moments of the COVID mess, I'm just really have the good fortune since encountering David, really, and I mean this with all honesty and courteous sincerity. Whenever I'm with David, I feel as though Edmund is alive to me whenever I'm with him. And it is true. But just to get onto the true matters, David himself has just hit more than 10 subscribers in less than 2 months. He's gone to about 15 subscribers now, but I reckon because of the vintage event, the heritage and vintage like eventful moments he's been attending over the summer holidays before to the nearing autumn, or as you say in America or Canada, the fall part of the season, because the fall, if you're watching David, when Americans say fall, they mean going towards the end of the year in the autumn to wintry seasonality periods. They do tend to be expressing certain things far more differently than in British standards, the American and Canadian standards of phraseology, of grammatically expressed phraseology. Yes, but yes, David himself has hit over 10 subscribers. So in a way he's done relatively well with his YouTubing. And I have to say, since he's doing really quite well, despite only YouTubing not for a particularly long time, I mean, he is still learning from it, because he is actually older, much older than myself, believe this or not. You know. Well, quite a lot older, actually. He's still learning with certain aspects with YouTubing, but he is learning more things to some extent, as in the way he would probably be giving that valuable statement for in his terms of judgment, in a way. But I have wonderful faith in David himself. And I have all confidence that he's going to have probably 30 or 40 subscribers by the end of 2021. If he had got to 50 subscribers by the end of 2021, I would be amazed, surprised, but feeling elated for my wonderful friend. I have to say, David, I want to say well done on reaching over 10 subscribers in less than 2 months. This shows you are actually doing really well, despite being early starting within the YouTubing contents within that interweb browsing part of the internet. And even though 10 subscribers really is not a lot, or 15 subscribers is not a lot, in less than 2 months you've really done extremely well. Whereas with some YouTubers it can take them over a year to get even their first subscriber. But you, I think you're doing really well. And I have all confidence, David, that you're going to have about 30 or 40 subscribers by the end of 2021. Yes, and we've got many more adventures to come, David. I know we've met quite a few times, and we've got many, many more adventures to come. We'll be having a good 2022 together for whenever we meet up in 2022, and certainly when meeting up before that, and as well as having a tremendously marvellous 2023. Indeed so, David, and many, many more other splendid and delightfully enchanting more years ahead of hanging out and meeting up together with wonderful things and all the rest of it. Yes. Yes, and also whenever I'm hanging out with you, David, as I said in the video, I feel as though Edmund is alive to me. And after losing Edmund, David, because as I said to you before, and I probably say this not just directly towards David, but in the video, it's always I really do feel as if Edmund is alive to me whenever seeing Edmund, because when I lost Edmund, my late grandfather, I was absolutely shattered. I didn't know what to do when Edmund died. Obviously my grandmother Anne was very, very upset when Edmund died as well, you know. I did eventually overcome the loss of Edmund, but obviously more bad things got in the way. Well, really COVID, the very, very worst of it in the spring of last year. Yeah, you know, very sad. Because last year, if I did speak about the loss of Edmund, I would have been very upset. So it did take me quite a bit of time, although I was able to eventually talk about it to not just my friends I currently know, but also new friends I made in the worst parts of COVID, making them via Dave and Sally Abel and also Harry Volker, believe this or not. And I did tell some of them about the loss of Edmund. Even though it still did make me upset, but I wasn't getting upset as I was when Edmund had just died. I'm really now able to talk about the loss of Edmund, opening up to it as the statement far, far more easily now, but obviously in the past it would have upset me more, you know. No, but after going through the worst parts of COVID and suffering such a dreadful loss, which was losing my wonderful Edmund, my grandfather, once again saying this, I have the most enchanting and good, fervently wonderful and friendly fortune since encountering David, the wonderful man himself. Indeed so. Well, I think that's about it, everybody. But yes, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and please, if you've not seen David's channel or nor seen it yet, please check it out, and please I'm certainly recommending you subscribe to David's contents, everybody. The link to his channel will be found in the description below. And for those of you who cannot access his channel link, maintaining his YouTubing contents, you can always search up David Scott Worthing Bus Rally 2021, and then that way you can find his YouTubing contents more easily. Just to say, only for those of you who cannot access his YouTubing contents, you can always search up David Scott Worthing Bus Rally, and then you'll see his video of it. Yes. Well, thanks indeed for watching, everybody. Please let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below, and I shall certainly see you in the very next video, everybody. Bye-bye, everybody. From Foxy. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, David. Please let me know what your thoughts were in the comments down below. Thanks indeed for watching, and I shall certainly see you in the next video. And also, well done on reaching over 10 subscribers in less than 2 months, David. Please let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below if you could, and if you can, by all means. Looking forward to our future meetups, David. Especially our good 2022 of meetups, and our spectacularly tremendous and marvellous 2023 meetup and adventure and escapading adventurous moments and all that for 2023. Ta-ta, David, another time, and ta-ta, everybody, and thanks for watching. From Foxy. And a big congratulations to David Scott for his special achievements within the YouTubing contents. Oh.